Welcome back to What the Fuck is Going On podcast, first of the year. I got a special guest, Joey. Introduce yourself, my guy.
What's up, man? I'm feeling good, man. This is my, as you know, this is my first interview ever. Mm-hmm. I've been waiting for a long time to at least have an opportunity to have an interview and be on a podcast, so thank you for giving me the opportunity.
I'm here. We're here, dude. We're doing it.
We are here, that's for sure.
I'm excited because this is also the first podcast of 2025, and I have, like, an amazing guest. It was supposed to be filmed last week, but, we're busy people, and we're here. I'm so excited to be here. We freaking just worked the night shift. What are we doing? We're doing a podcast.
You gotta get it how you can.
Yes, sir. So, bro, you're an artist.
Yeah.
You're a bunch of different things. Kind of get started, bro. Like, let's see. I'm just gonna pull up the thing real quick.
Yeah.
Just because I have a little bit of questions, just to kind of keep the conversation flowing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Of course.
So tell us about yourself. You know what I mean? How was kind of start with childhood? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Start at the beginning. If you don't mind.
Yeah, man. So this whole music thing started. I think it's very similar for a lot of other people.
Yeah.
But being young, you know what I mean. We can take it back to the schoolyard. I was
where it all started.
I hung out with the popular crowd, but I was always the butt of the joke, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I had issues with fitting in, things like that. I remember there was one instance where this is when we were wearing Hollister, right? We were wearing Hollister in middle school, and I remember one instance we were out there on the schoolyard, before school was starting. I had the same orange Hollister sweater as this other kid, right? So we're standing there with the same sweater on in this group of kids, and this one clown motherfucker, man, he looked over at the other homie, he looked at me, and he looked over at the other homie, and he goes, so-and-so wears that sweater way better than you do.
Nah.
Right? So where does this all start from? Where does this all stem from? Just feeling like I didn't fit in. Didn't know why, I would get singled out or this or that. And so in my head, shortly after that, I began to process things, and I started to say, you know what? What do all these kids have in common, right? Because you had all these different sports kids. These kids are in wrestling. These kids are playing basketball, right? Things like that, right? Different little cliques and whatever. And I said, what's the one thing that brings these people together, these kids together? And I said, music. All these kids listen to popular music, hip-hop, rap, whatever. This is around the time that Lil Wayne and Eminem dropped, Fuck the World or Drop the World or something. Yeah. And then they had the other record. They had the two records they released. Those records are so monumental to me because I remember vividly watching those on the computer, watching those videos on the computer, and instilling in myself a sense of, I'm going to become something that all these kids, all these motherfuckers have to, look up to, right? Because I that's what I saw. I saw all these kids have different things, different sports and different tastes and flavors. But what's the one thing? It's music, right? So that's where the music started. By the age of... So at 11 years old, we were writing our own music. By 15, we were opening up for big artists, and we were pressing up our own albums.
Crazy.
So now I'm 27, right? A lot of people would say that the dream is already far gone, or, it's time to start thinking about other things. But I feel like we're just getting started.
Yeah.
As you can see.
Humble beginnings,
Very humble beginnings, man.
It's similar to me, I get the not standing out, or maybe standing out too much, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then with you standing out so much in school, people, don't necessarily get jealous of it. Like, oh, why is he getting all the attention?
Right,
or what?
Right.
I get it, because I was the same way, too. I never tried to be the middle, you know what I mean? The guy always getting the attention. But it comes, sometimes it's just, our personalities, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, hey, I'm not trying to be entertaining, but I'm just naturally entertaining, right?
Right.
So it's I get that. I was the same exact way, bro, growing up in high school. I'm 22.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, bro, I get the whole thing. That it just resonates with me so well because, yeah, it's almost the exact same thing. And then with the Eminem and stuff like that, bro, even before like high school and middle school, shoot, I was getting Eminem's freaking CDs, throwing it into like the little TV. You know what I mean? Those little box TVs, bro.
Oh yeah.
Just cleaning my room, just watching freaking Eminem doing his thing. Like, what's the one where he's like, can the real Slim Shady please stand up?
That's the classic
Dude,
one. That is the one.
Yeah, that video is so fucking good. So I get it, bro. Like, that just makes me smile because it's the same exact way with me, bro.
Right.
That's awesome. That's huge. So did you grow up here, or were you moving around a lot?
So I was born. So my dad was in the military, right? He was stationed at Fort Campbell, Kentucky, right? Mm-hmm. Fort Campbell, Kentucky is smack dab in the middle of Tennessee. It's literally on the state line of Tennessee and Kentucky, right? So I remember one time I had to call the Social Security office for some reason. I was trying to get a new social card, and she was like, well, which one is it? Were you born in Kentucky or Tennessee? I'm like, ma'am, I'm on the border. I don't know. No, but I've been here my whole life. I've been here my whole entire life. My earliest memories are here. I've been here my whole life.
Awesome.
So I'm a Nampa boy through and through. Like,
there we go. Nampa's finest.
Nampa's finest. Nampa's very own.
Dude, honestly, that is good. Because, I've heard a thing or two. So, you being here, and that's why I have all these artists. I mean, you don't even have to be from here, right? In order to be on the podcast. It's just I want to bring the voices of Idaho, of the 208.
Right.
Like, I want to give them some exposure. Give them, And that's why I'm so excited to be back, to be here, finally working on something other than just, getting money. Like, no, we're doing something crazier
for
than
the culture.
It's for the culture. It's for,
for our region.
Yes, dude.
Yeah.
Like, just to document because, bro, right now it's just the beginning, and that's why I want to capture this, is because... Bro, when we do the next podcast, who knows where we're going to be, right?
Right, absolutely.
So that's why I'm excited to be here, and we're blessed to be here, hosted by none other than Morrow. Freaking
yeah, man. Yeah, so first and foremost, right now we're at the Rare Spot, which is located in Exhale City.
Yes, sir.
Exhale City Vapors. We're on the boulevard, Caldwell Boulevard. If you guys need a vape, you need a little smoke, maybe your shit is burnt, you come through.
Out.
And if you need to, especially if you need to come be dripped out, bro, you need to come visit the Rare Spot. That's where we're at right now. That's where we're filming this podcast. So if you need you a little vape, you need you some drip, you come down to Exhale City Vapors, where the Rare Spot is located in.
Yeah,
it's Caldwell Boulevard. Yeah.
We're here. Thank you to the host.
Yes.
It took a while to set up, but this is what we envisioned before we pressed record, so I'm happy to be here. We're blessed, honestly.
Yeah.
So I guess we can get started into. Do you want to? Because you have a family. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
And a big topic on my podcast is becoming a father or a mother. Right. You know what I mean. I've had fathers and mothers on my podcast, so maybe switch it up a little bit and tell me how that's been, bro. Like how has becoming a father affected you and changed your life? Because we talked about it a little bit over DMs, but just getting... It's just a weird thing on my podcast, bro, because it's just such a beautiful thing.
It's a crucial part of all this. I will say this. Becoming a father goes hand in hand with the music, and I'll tell you why. When I was younger, I went through some rough patches. We were on... we used to do drugs. We used to do... And, I was just fucked off bad, right? I think that just like many other people... I believed in myself, and I know I always had talent, right, to do this music shit, and I don't think I ever let go of that. But I think I had a sense of just thinking the shit was going to fall in my lap, right? Mm-hmm. So there was a point in time for 5 years where I was just bad on drugs, bro. I was bad on drugs, and I really couldn't see too far as to how we were going to do this shit. But I always believed in myself, right? And I always knew, I think I always knew that I could end up pulling myself out of that, right? Mm-hmm. But at that point in time, I couldn't see how I was going to do that, right? But I got in some trouble, caught some charges, whatever, went to jail, came out. When I went to jail, my girl was pregnant, right? When I came out, a few months later, shortly after, we had the baby. I struggled still with substances after that for a short period of time. But then I ended up going to rehab. When I went to rehab and came out, that's when I had a really long way to go to get to where I'm at. I had to dig through a lot of shit. I had to go to, treatment. I had to do so many things. I told you I caught charges. That came with stipulations, right? Becoming a felon. That when you catch charges, especially you become a felon, the judge is going to impose some things on you. He's going to give you some fines. He's going to give you some goals and some tasks. So I had a lot of things that I had to get done first before I could get back to my dream. But doing all that stuff for my daughter, because, and this is a part I forgot to leave. I left this part out, right? Because I was kind of iffy on bringing it up. But I was, during that time, before I went to rehab and after I got out, I was fighting the state for my kid. We were having some issues, and basically my child was in the air, right? It was either you're going to get your shit together or you're going to lose your fucking kid,
heavy,
right?
Bro. That's heavy.
So in learning, right, and mind you, like, I'm just coming out of being a kid. It took me a long time to grow up, but I'm just coming out of being a kid who's just being a kid, bro. I was bouncing around on couches, like I told you. I was fucked off on drugs. We weren't doing no saving, no investing. We weren't working towards anything. So here I am, right, with all these stipulations of probation and all this shit that I got to do to get my kid, and I'm just learning how to be an adult, right? I'm just learning all this. But in going through all of that, which is a lot of that stuff takes time, right? You have to work at things. You have to go through classes and courses, and
it's not an overnight thing.
Right, you got to have dedication to get through all that. But in going through all that, I took a lot of that. Once I finally got out of that, I got my kid. I did what I had to do, right? After all that was done, I still had those lessons. I still had the know-how to get through hard shit and to see things past tomorrow to make things happen, right? So that's why I say being a father, for me, particularly in my fatherhood journey, goes hand in hand with my music, because now I know how to wait things out. Now I know how to set goals and chip away at them and get where we need to go. So
that's why I brought it up, bro, because it's huge, and thank you for sharing that, bro, because I know it's hard, dog, and fuck, right. I mean, we were gonna save that conversation for later, but it came up, you know what I mean? So I'm honored to have your story on here, bro.
Thank you, bro.
Because
thank you so much.
Because, dude, it's hard, dog. I can't even fathom what you went through, playa.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I'll tell you what, bro. Waking up, looking in the mirror, and knowing that the state has the overall jurisdiction of your child, that's some scary shit, man. That's some scary shit. And I know a lot of fathers, a lot of people in general, mothers, fathers, whatever, that get put in the same predicament. A high percentage of people don't get their kids. A high percentage of people choose to go the other way, choose the drugs over their kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, I just feel, again, with the being blessed. I feel blessed. I'm thankful. I'm so happy to be removed from that and to be past that. And so here we are. Now we have the opportunity to get back to the dream, right? Yeah. And start doing stuff that fulfills us. Yes. Excuse me.
No, you're good, dude. You're good, dude.
Right.
I mean, I'm happy. I'm happy to get your story on. we keep saying over and over again, but it just feels like the beginning of something awesome.
It does,
right?
Bro. It does, and it's crazy, bro, because so many other people have been delusioned for so long, bro. For so long, bro. I've been telling you motherfuckers, this shit's gonna happen. This shit's gonna happen, and people just whatever.
Right.
Your little music thing, your little this, your little that, right? But then now we're finally doing stuff, and it's beautiful. We're finally scratching the surface, I feel like, and I'm just happy to be here.
Yep. So tell me what kind of music were you listening to? More like Eminem? Like what were you listening to growing up, like specifically?
Exactly, bro. Exactly. Right now, if you ask me who my favorite artist is, I'm gonna tell you Kevin Gates.
Okay.
I don't know why, but I just fuck with Kevin Gates so hard.
There we go.
But back then, yes, bro, it was Eminem, it was Lil Wayne, maybe a little bit of Kanye West. Those 3 records right there. It was, I think it's called Drop the World, Eminem and Lil Wayne. Then they had the other one. What was the other one?
They had a lot.
They had one other record, and then that Forever record, where they're all on Kanye West and all them.
No,
those 3 records,
so
quite literally, put me into this shit.
Okay.
So, but who else? Okay, Mac Miller, Wiz Khalifa.
Yes.
Those are that's my shit right there, bro.
Go.
When I was
awesome.
when I was barely starting up, those guys right there.
Yep.
The Eminem and Wayne was like the prelude to all that. And then when I finally started getting rolling, I'm rapping at school, we're doing shows, we're pressing up albums.
Bus.
It was it was Mac Miller and Wiz Khalifa, right?
Dude.
So that's kind of like the prelude to all this shit.
Dude, that's awesome. I mean, I've been listening to a lot more Mac Miller recently,
Yeah.
Nike's on my feet, like, dude.
Keep my
Yes, bro.
Hard, bro.
It's just so good, and that's why I usually ask the artists that question, just because when I hear your music, it's not like it sounds like this or that, because you have your own sound, right? And that's what I enjoy about listening to artists and different artists, like from everywhere. You know what I mean? Because you built this sound, for you, right. And I'm just yapping here. But that's why I ask all the artists, because it's like, dude, growing up and listening to those kind of songs, like it does affect the way you
what your sound is.
Yeah, like the inspiration, right?
Of course, hands on. Yeah,
and
firsthand.
It's an important question, I think, just because you can't start somewhere without listening to something.
Right.
So
right. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah, bro, that's freaking amazing. So, let me ask this question. What kind of music do you make? Do you dibble dabble and just rap, or do you go into like other kind of beats? Like,
yeah,
let's hear it.
I started off rapping, right? But I felt like I got to a place with the rapping where I was like, this shit is easy, man.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be a more versatile artist.
Right.
So then we started playing around with the vocals, trying to sing. That took a while. I remember when I first started trying to sing, and I still don't feel like I'm a legitimate singer. But I do feel like I can do what, Drake, when he started with the melodies and the harmonies, I feel like I'm there, right? So
cool.
So the question is, what kind of music do I make? I think that I make whatever you would consider to be modern hip-hop right now.
Okay,
right?
Cool. Perfect.
Yeah, definitely.
That's exactly what I was looking for, bro, because I listened to a few of your songs like right before we started the podcast, right. And I didn't because usually I do a lot of research, but we've been so busy. Right. I've been so fucking busy.
That was
I
a
never
miracle
have
to make this even
to be
happen,
here, right? Yeah. So
I
hadn't heard your music until just earlier, bro,
right.
And
right.
And it inspires me, bro. You know what I mean?
Bro.
Because
thank you so much.
I can see the blood, sweat, and tears, bro. You know what I mean? And that's why I have you on here, because I respect that, bro.
Thank you so much.
Like
man.
that grind, man.
I can't
like
thank you enough for
it's
that.
huge. It's huge because a lot of people they only see us from the camera, right? They don't see what we're doing in the background. Right. They don't see what kind of work we're putting in. You know what I mean? They don't see it. So with me finally, getting to meet people and getting it on camera, and people are finally understanding, like, bro, this shit is not easy, bro.
Yeah.
And we were talking about before. Yeah. This is the first podcast of the year, and it's February, right? It's all me. This is all me. You know what I mean? Yes. So usually I have people here and this and that, but at the end of the day, bro, it's all me, and it's all how I work. And if I'm procrastinating, bro, then that's not just affecting me. That's affecting everybody. Right. So now I'm finally learning, like, okay, how am I gonna prioritize like my time now, because it's important, you know what I mean? And it's been super overwhelming, but dude, we're here.
Yeah.
And I know it's probably the same way with you, and it's the same way with a lot of other people.
That's what me and Marl, shout out Marl. Marl's the owner of the Rare Spot here.
Yep, shout out Marl.
And me and Marl go way back, but
that was one of the questions. You can get into it. How did you guys meet? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So we'll jump over to that, but but so like the theme or the term that we've been using, the phrase that we've been using lately has been either you lock in or you're gonna end up clocking in for the rest of your life, right? So I've been trying to get up on TikTok. I'm really slow to the TikTok thing, but I've been trying to use it more and more lately. That's what I was on live and I was talking about that. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people resonated with that because that's raw and it's real. You know what I mean? Like Caden here, he worked all night, right? This shit doesn't just happen. Nobody just fucking wakes up famous as fuck, or you know what I'm saying? Yep. But this man right here worked all night, and he's like literally worked a graveyard night shift, and he's here bright and early to make this shit happen. So there's people who are gonna use their time to chase their dreams, even if it is hard. Like Cadence, like what we're doing right here. Even if it is difficult, it's tiresome, all that. But at the end of the day, that's what people who end up doing big things, they have to go through, and they have to be accustomed to uncomfortable things and uncomfortable situations. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure that the bed is calling, but the dream is screaming. You know what I'm saying? So some people are cool with complacency and we're not gonna put ourselves above anybody or anything like that. Mm-hmm. But some people are cool with their little time relaxing and all that. And you need time to relax and wind down sometimes. But there's a whole generation of people right now that are clocking in 9 to 5 and then from 5 to 10 or waking up 5 in the morning before they go to work or whatever it is, and they're using that time for content, to work on their brands, to work on their dream, and to hopefully create a better tomorrow, right? That's what we do this all for, is for a better tomorrow, for our family, for the people we love, for our children, right? So that's been a theme. But to jump back tomorrow, yeah, man, we go way back, man. We go way back. We went from doing drugs and stuff together. I posted a Instagram post the other day when we helped him move in here. This is his first location, right? Huge. So he started, you know, back in the day when we were on drugs, he was boosting clothes and shit, right? Trying to make sure that he had his fix, because the type of drugs we were on, you can't go a day without him because you'll get sick as fuck, right? So he had to have that hustle, not to get too illicit or explicit on the pod, but
we're good, bro.
He did say this was a free space. So
we talked a little bit about it in the last podcast, and you know, I'm just gonna say right now, bro. Heroin is the most addictive substance, and everyone was giving it, like, bro, doctors were prescribing it to people. Right. Okay? Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's dude, I've talked to so many people who had to go through that. Yeah. And it's no joke, bro. No, that shit is no joke, bro.
It's not, bro. That shit ruined my life for so long.
Exactly. And dude, like, cause the thing is, bro, is that not a lot of people like get to where you're at right now. You know what I mean? Go through that rehab and just fucking bro, that's why it's so heavy, bro. It's so fucking
heavy. And then to take it further, right? So there came a point where the heroin disappeared, right? From where we're from, right? So it disappeared, and so you got all these people who are addicted. Then came the fentanyl, right? So then people had no choice. Mm-hmm. People had no choice but to knowing the dangers, knowing the risks, and how knowing all that full and well, right? But that was the only thing you could do. If you were addicted to substances like that, you had no choice, right? It was either get clean or move on to the next big thing, right? So, and that's a whole nother thing. I'm blessed to even be here, alive, right? So many times I brush shoulders with death, fucking around with that shit. And so it's nothing short of a miracle. Yeah, dude. It's nothing short of a miracle. Nothing short. So we're thankful to be away from that. But so me and Morrow, we started off, you know, down bad together. You know, he would sell me little pieces of clothing. I think he sold me some Supreme bags one time back in the day. That's crazy. And some other. That's awesome, bro. Yeah, some. You know what I mean? Oh my gosh, back then. Whoo. Yeah. But then to see him, right? To see him go from that to getting clean, and then he moves up to, you know, a small location. First he didn't have nowhere. He just had a few clothing items. Then he moved into a storage unit, right? And from the storage unit, I think he had one other small location for just a short period of time before this. And then to see him move and see us, particularly him, go from what we were doing to now he just moved in to his own location, right? That's here inside of Exhale City Vapes. So he teamed up with Exhale City Vapes, and now he's got his own location. So now you can come into the shop. You can come see the Rare Spot in real life, in full color, right? Mm-hmm. You can come thumb through these racks, and you can shop the hottest brands. It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. It's so beautiful, man. So anybody out there, if you're struggling with addiction, I'm telling you right now, put your head down, grind, look in the mirror, face your fucking fears, stand up, take some time to get your mind right, take some time to break the bad habits, put your head down, grind, and after a while, you're going to look back in the mirror and you're going to see someone you're happy to be. And you're going to be a lot closer to your goals, your dreams, and your vision than you ever thought you could be. I'm not trying to sound like fucking Gandhi. I'm just telling you what I did. And I'm not saying some bullshit I didn't go through. I had to go through all this shit. Yep. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But the proof is in the pudding, and we stood the test of time. Again, blessed, right? We're happy to be here. We're thankful. There's beautiful things going on.
Yeah, man. I'm honored to hear it, and that's why you're here, is because people need to hear that, bro. Like, and like this is what it is, right? People, they only see, like I was talking about before in the podcast, they only see what's on the screen. You know what I mean? They don't see what we had to do to get here. You know what I mean?
Right.
So with you sharing that story, with also Morrow sharing that story in the last episode, it's such a good thing that, I have the opportunity to do this because, dude, people are struggling with addiction right now. You know what I mean? Yeah. And the fact that you guys are clean, bro, like that's one of the biggest things for me in this series, I guess, if you will, because bro, I struggled with addiction too, bro. Yeah. Like, and it wasn't with heroin, thankfully, but it was with acid, bro.
Oh man,
dude, it was so bad.
Acid.
It was so bad.
That shit scared the hell out of me,
dude.
Bro.
It was so bad. So it's like I was abusing the fuck out of that substance, bro, and I learned my lesson, dude. I kind of brushed close to death as well.
Yeah. And
that's why it's good to have that real story, that raw story, on camera, because, bro, it was hard to get through that, bro. Like, yeah, and it
is, man.
And people will come to you and be like, oh my gosh, like, not necessarily the yes men, but the people who admire you, right? The people who admire you, and they don't want to hear that talk, because it's like, oh, dude, I want to hear what you're doing now. I want to hear the success that you're doing now, not the failures you had to overcome, right? Yeah. So, it's a like.
But it's all a necessary part of the story.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody who's great. I'm an artist, so I'm always going to go to the artists and talk, and resonate with them. But who doesn't tell you about the fucked up shit that happened to them in their past? All the artists I listen to, they're talking about it. You know what I mean? And even though they're on and they're big and they're where they wanted to be and they quote unquote made it, right? They're still incorporating that in their music, because it's important, because not everybody's on. Actually, barely anybody's on, if you look at a fraction of people as a whole and in general. So being able to, and shout out to them. Shout out to artists who do that, man.
Yeah.
Because you got to have something to bridge the gap. You got people out here struggling, people on Section 8, people who don't know how they're going to make their rent. They don't know how they're going to get milk for the baby. So you got to have some sort of bridge to get. You got to have some sort of way to bridge that gap.
Yes. So, yes, bro. Yes.
Yeah.
Man, this is so good. We're here.
Yeah. We're definitely doing it, man. This is my first interview ever, man.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I always forget, bro. We just got into it. It's so natural.
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's crazy,
this
bro.
is not your first interview. What are you talking about?
Yeah, for sure, bro. For sure.
I mean, it's not mine, so that's why it kind of comes naturally to me. But it was when I filmed Morrow's podcast, it was his as well. Yeah. Multiple people on the show it's the first time, and it's okay, because we kind of learn. And the people get to see that, that new beginning and that all that.
See the whole process.
Yeah, because what's the words I'm trying to think of? It's like I don't know. It always comes back to the fact that, you know, it's just the beginning and we have to keep a level head, you know what I mean? Because a little bit of the success will get to you, right?
It can, yeah.
Let's get into that. Like,
hell yeah. So we'll back it up. We talked about being on drugs and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Before that, like I said, when I was young, we were writing. We started writing at a very young age, recording at a very young age, pressing up albums, opening for big artists at a very young age. When I was young, it did, for me, that was a struggle. And I think the drugs and all that and going through all that and having to look in the mirror and realize you are just a regular human, bro. Like, I know you think you're hot shit because when I was a kid, all these other kids are going crazy, right? You know, they're rolling out the red carpet for you no matter where you go, what you're doing. I needed that. I needed that humble. I needed to be humbled, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, that's a very important part, man, because you can't get anywhere if if you're too condescending.
Mm-hmm.
If you're condescending, nobody wants to support that, right? Everybody needs love. Everybody wants to feel appreciated. So no matter how big you get or wherever, and obviously we're not quote unquote big or whatever, you know, we might be known in the city, right?
Yep.
But it's so key. It's so key to be humble, right? And to embrace everybody, especially the ones who come and embrace you.
Yeah,
they're
man.
interested. They like you. They like your music. You got to be respectful, and you got to show love. You have to.
Yeah, bro.
For sure.
And then giving out a big... Oh, that's so good. And then not only that, but a big topic for the podcast is giving out to the community, right?
Yeah.
And bro, that's awesome, you know, and that's why I appreciate the artists that are here and the people who are putting in that work because, you know, not a lot of people get to see that, bro, you know?
Right.
And since I mean, you have so much shit going on even just today, right? So it's like,
Right.
it's just the success is never going to stop, you know what I mean? And it's like I said before, it's up to you to not
Every
keep
day.
it, just to not procrastinate, bro, because
Right.
a little bit of procrastination on my side, I cannot lie. And I kind of had to take a recovery period because, dude, for the last couple months, it's just been go. You know what I mean?
That's the life of a young entrepreneur.
Yeah, yeah, dude.
Right.
And that's what I realized is like, yes, it's hard. Yes, it's hard coming here, not going to bed, not getting a nap, right? But I'm so happy to be here, bro. Like, even before coming, I'm like, oh, dude, do I not show up again? Like, do I just take a nap? Do I just hit snooze again?
Right.
Like, am I gonna hit snooze again, bro?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right, there it is, right there. That's
No.
the moment when that's right there that's the valley of decision, right?
Yes.
That's what separates the men from the boys. And that's the most important part is which way are you gonna go?
Mm-hmm.
Right? You're gonna keep putting your dream off? Because you're not gonna stop clocking in.
Yep.
For their dream.
Yep.
You can't do that, because if you do that, then it's all fucked. Then you don't know where you're going to live. You don't know how you're going to eat, right? So that's not going to happen. So why don't we have the same ambition for our dreams and our goals, right? It's crucial, man. It's crucial.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And for you, it's like your baby and it's like your family. For me, it is my immediate family because, bro, my mom and dad work so hard, bro. And I was a fucking asshole. And sometimes I am an asshole, so I apologize. I just want to say sorry to everybody who has to deal with my bullshit. But that's why I'm working so hard to give back, bro. You know what I mean? And I know it's the same way with you. It's the same way with most people who are doing this thing, you know. So I'm just, you know, keep going. We got to keep going, dude.
Yeah, speaking of giving back, so you said, you know, we have quite a bit going on today.
Yeah.
So we're here bright and early. We're doing the podcast. Later today, around 5 p.m., we're going to be shooting a music video, right? So the idea for the music video, I've been sitting on this box of T-shirts for so long, bro.
Dude.
And I started to sell them at first. I sold
Yeah.
them to everybody that I could in my immediate reach, right?
Yep.
But like we talked about, you know, things, so you got to prioritize and this and that. You got to make content to keep going. And so, you know, to balance everything and whatever. So selling the T-shirts and putting the energy into making money off the merch, it kind of had to take a back seat for a while. But we decided I locked in with Shane Goes Up. That's my video guy. Shout out Shane.
Shout out Shane. You know who he is. He's probably watching right now.
Yeah. So we locked in for another video. So today we're going to be shooting the video for the intro to my EP. The song is called Stardust. But the idea was, well, if I'm sitting on this big ass box of t-shirts and they ain't doing shit and I'm not doing shit with them, we might as well give back, right? So the idea for the video is we're trying to get a big ass crowd of people. We're gonna be in an empty parking lot, and I'm just giving t-shirts away, right? I'm just giving these motherfuckers away at this point, and I'm trying to get as many people as I can get standing behind me for this video shoot wearing my t-shirts. So just getting crafty, getting witty, and seeing how you can give back. Now, maybe you might say, well, how is that giving back? Giving out t-shirts with your face on it. You wouldn't believe how far giving out a t-shirt with your face on it will go with people. You know what I'm saying? It's going to inspire people. It's going to get them excited, right? So finding a way to do both. We need this video shot, but at the same time, how can we give back? Well, that's a perfect opportunity.
Yeah, man.
So
that's beautiful.
Yeah.
When I heard that, I was like, no way.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Like,
it sounds crazy.
Am I missing? Am I gonna miss out today again? Nah. on a big behind the scenes? No. But I'm super excited for you, bro. That's why we're here, is because I see where you're going, and not only bro, dude, it's huge, man. And that's
I can't thank you enough.
Yeah,
for real.
And you know, it's your first interview.
Yeah.
And it's not your last, bro. I'm telling you right now, it's not your last.
Yeah.
So it's just, you know, you gotta stay with your level head, bro. Because you know, I see it, bro.
Sure.
I see it, and freaking, so excited for the future, man. So excited for the future.
Me too. Many times, you know, talking about this, trying to get people motivated around me, trying to get them to believe, trying to make believers out of, quite frankly, haters, bro. And to this day, like, I work a 9 to 5 still. This shit doesn't happen by nothing, right? This shit doesn't come out of my ass. Yep. So we do work 9 to 5s, right? But even to this day, when I clock in, I got people who, they're talking that shit, man.
All the noise.
Yeah, man. And a lot of people think that's funny and say, oh, you think you have haters? Well, it's true, bro. It's true.
When you have love, there's always hate, bro.
Right, of course. Yeah, and when you're starting up, and we'll use TikTok as an example. I started to use TikTok recently. I should have been on TikTok 10 years ago when the shit started, and maybe we'd be a lot further, right? But as I'm starting to use TikTok, I'm going live, right? And I'm getting all these motherfuckers, and they don't know who I am. They're just seeing my face for the first time. That's the cool thing about TikTok. But there's so much bullshit they're saying. It's the craziest out-of-pocket shit, right? But at the same time, when I get off live, I got 20, 30 new followers, right? So there's going to be those people that are like, okay, this guy's talking real shit. These other guys are commenting this bullshit, and they're saying this funny shit, and everything's funny, and it's all a joke.
Right.
But there's people who are actually interested, right? They are being inspired as you're going, as you're on live, and they want to see more. And they're following you, right? And they want to stay tuned. So when you're first starting out, the ratio of how much bullshit you got to endure just to get that small amount of love and people that are going to stick around for you and want to see what you have coming. And it's not easy, bro. A lot of people, as soon as the hate starts coming, they're like, what the fuck? I'm a clown, obviously. These people are hating. But everybody deals with that shit. Everybody. There is not an artist in this world that they're not making, especially the big ones, that they're not making memes and they're not doing all this funny shit.
Dude, no.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro, no. It's so true. It's so true, and it's huge because it's like, bro, you realize, you know, it's like, oh my gosh, I have all this love and respect, and then at the same time, people are gonna have that envy, bro. People are gonna be jealous. They're gonna be like, I should be him. I should be Joey.
Right.
Why am I not Joey? Why am I not Caden?
Right.
Well, hey, dude, you know what I mean?
Are you working a graveyard shift and not going to bed so you can come make this shit happen? Start asking those questions, right?
I'm just saying.
Those are the real questions, right?
Right.
Are you clocking off work, going home and getting on the Xbox? No shade on anybody who plays games.
Hey, love the video games, man.
Right. But
I got shit to do.
It's all about balance.
Yes, sir.
Right? So, that's just what it is.
Yeah, man. I love hearing it. And we're about to hit the 40-minute mark. We should keep going. I mean, we just scratched the surface, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
It's about to be 10 o'clock. I think, yeah, dude, we're going to keep going. So, kind of taking it back a little bit, who motivates you now? Like, what kind of artists motivate you now and inspire you now to do what you're doing, right?
Kevin Gates. Nah. No, that's a good question.
Or is it like, are you so locked into your music you can't even hear the noise?
Well,
because I know that some artists are like that too.
As funny as that might sound for me, I'm right now with where I'm at. I'm doing everything except for recording. It's just the climate of everything going on. My producer. I'd like to be locked in with my producer. But right now, like I said, we're working 9 to 5s, and we got one foot in the dream world, and we have one foot in the real life struggle, right? Mm-hmm. So at this particular time, we don't have a place that we're recording or we're able to record music at. Mm-hmm. Because music, I know there's stories about people who just, like quickly was able to create a record that became timeless and was platinum and this and that.
Right.
But I do believe that artists... you need to take time on your craft, right? So right now, we're not in a position where we can sit in the studio. Right now, quite frankly, we don't even have a studio. But I spent the last 10, 15 years recording music. I have so much music that was made, right? So right now, even though we can't record new music at this current moment in time, we're still making content with the records that we do have. There's a lot of potential with those records. Some of them are worthy of, quite possibly, if they can hit the right stream, becoming gold or platinum. But me particularly, and we talked about this earlier, I'm always eager to create new music that I can deem undeniable, right? I want to be the type of artist that you hear it and you're moved by it. You're like, this is new, this is refreshing. I don't want to be stuck on the same sound or just grab onto something that is popular and ride that wave.
Right.
Something like that.
Dude, that's huge.
So, yeah, man. Unfortunately, right now, we're not in a space where we can create new music. Yeah. But time is moving so fast. And the way it's looking right now for everybody involved, that's not too far off in the future. Having a space that we can spend quality time recording records. Mm-hmm. So in the near future, we're going to pick up. I have to record a Bound for Glory too, right? So we put out over the summer. We put out Bound for Glory. That's my latest EP, and we're going to follow it up. We're going to turn it into a 4-part trilogy, or not a trilogy, but a 4-part saga, if you will. And so I'm definitely eager to start on the second part of my Bound for Glory saga. But it's all going to happen in its time. Yes. It's all going to happen right now. Obviously, we need to be focused on other things like content. And, whatever we're building businesses. My friends are building businesses, as you can see. Yep. Right? So we're all locked in, but everything in its time. So, yeah.
Dude, that's awesome. It's different with everyone. I think the content is I'd say the content is almost like creating music. Would you say the same or no?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
because you have to think of these ideas
right.
and it takes a lot of that brain power. You know what I mean? I mean, you might not be spitting in a mic, but you're trying to figure out what angles work. Right?
It is, bro. They're very cohesive and they're very symbiotic. For sure. Absolutely, 100%, man.
Cool. That's good to know, because a lot of people, and I'm trying to stay more consistent. I think it's the consistency is key, huh?
Yeah.
So,
absolutely, bro.
Yeah,
absolutely.
With staying consistent, I think it doesn't, and that's why I find it interesting, because a lot of artists now are going more towards that content side. And I've kind of noticed that a little bit, but I think it's awesome because it's new, it's fresh.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's just the time we're in. Right.
Yes, and not only that, we get to see. It's like music videos making a comeback. You know what I mean? Right. And that's why it's so exciting. I'm so excited.
We're in an age, like when I started, it was just you know, a lot of content now is like one-on-one content, like these podcasts are becoming more and more prevalent. But interviews were different back in the day. And artists, you know, they spent all their time in the studio. And then if they stepped out to shoot a music video, that was a big deal, right? But now we're shooting music videos on the iPhone.
Yeah.
Now, because I haven't had the opportunity to be recording new music, and maybe the funds aren't quite there yet to just keep rolling out big production music videos, we still have social media as a tool and a resource, right?
Yes.
So it's cool because we're in a time right now where I don't have to put everything together for a big motion picture music video. Now we can you can call up the homie's going to turn his iPhone X on and shoot you a reel, and that's going to serve the same purpose. You're getting out there, you're putting your face out there, you're putting your sound out there.
Yep.
And it works just as well, right? So a lot of people are doing that nowadays. We're seeing that more and more. You know, it's been like that for some time now. So it's definitely different. It's the landscape has changed.
Has changed so much.
So much.
And that's why I bring it up, is because, I feel like I'm so new into the space, you know what I mean? And it's interesting because you know, it's about breaking those habits, like you said. It's like about that uncomfortability. It's like, okay, so I see what people have been doing, but now it's like a new thing. So what kind of ideas will work, and what kind of ideas will be what's the word you use, like undeniable, right?
Right.
And
a lot of it's trial and error.
Yes, dude.
A lot of it's trial and error. I can't tell you how many records that I have that are unfinished because you know, the idea was there and you might have been motivated and ambitious to do that and thought it was good, but when it came out of your mouth and it came on wax, you know, for whatever reason, maybe it just didn't come out the way you wanted it to. So, and that's very important too, and that's the reason why a lot of people are stunted, or they might give up because their ideas didn't pan out the way they wanted them to. But you have to take those losses, and you have to experience what something that doesn't work feels like, so you can take bits and pieces and you can put together something that does work.
Amazing.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, dude, we are killing it right now. I was gonna say, like, if there was anything you wanted to let the people know, you know, what, like, right now would probably be a good time, you know, and we probably touched all bases. I'm not sure.
I think we did, but I think we covered a lot.
You know?
I think we covered a lot.
And I'm so excited because finally get to work on something, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure, bro.
For the podcast and for the people.
It's exciting, man.
So
it is exciting.
Expect big things, y'all. Just stay tuned, right? Stay tuned.
Yeah.
It's gonna be huge. 10, 15 years in the making, still going?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, bro.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, man. Honestly, I started writing music, and this dream started formulating in my head when I was, dude, like I said, super early, bro. Like 11 years old.
That's important.
At 11 years old, we started putting the pen to paper, and to see now, like last year we headlined the Knitting Factory. We damn near sold it out. We didn't quite sell it out, but we had it all there. We put on one hell of a show.
Oh, man.
And the Knitting Factory, that's a nationwide known venue, right?
Big.
And we were able to headline that, and we were able to, pack that out and do what we did there. So if my 11-year-old self, who just began to start writing rhymes and shit, was able to see that, it's just nuts, bro. It really is. It's crazy. It's nothing short of a blessing, man.
Yeah, man.
And it's beautiful, man. The journey is beautiful. The hate, right? The resistance, all of that shit, man. All of it is such a crucial part of all this, man. Anybody out there, you want to start doing something, you want to start doing something on camera, you want to be somebody, please understand that there's going to be so much hate that you're going to have to endure. But there is so much beauty that's going to come. And remember the
hardship.
Right, and the ratio might be fucked up. Excuse me. The ratio might be fucked up at first, but little by little, you're going to start to build something that is unshakable. So keep going. Take those first ideas. Start, right? Take a couple losses, right? A couple, fuck that. You're going to take plenty. Mm-hmm. We've had so many losses, financial losses. Over the summer, before I uploaded Bound for Glory, I had my whole catalog wiped.
Nah.
Right? And so we're in the process of, bro, over technicalities and just shit. We won't really get into that.
Yeah.
But,
I can only imagine.
Could you imagine how, you're 10, 15 years into building a catalog and they wake up and these motherfuckers are like, hey, we just removed all your shit. Could you imagine how that feels? But you have to continue to move forward. And we're in the process of getting those records back. Mm-hmm. A lot of those records, especially the important ones, we did have put back up. I have one record on my way that's up at like 95,000 streams, bro. Just on Spotify alone.
Dude, that's huge.
If you take, all the other places where it's uploaded, including the music video itself, we're up over 100,000 streams for that record. But that was the one that it was the most important one that we had to get put back up, and we did get that put back up.
Heck yeah.
So don't give up. Do not give up. Whatever you do not give up. Because I'm telling you, it might be a hurdle and it might seem like a mountain, dude. But you can get over that motherfucker. I'm telling you. So, yeah.
I think that's a good place to end it, man. That is what the people needed to hear, and that it's good, bro. And you know what? I'm excited to go finally nap, but don't hit snooze. All right? If people are calling you, if you have to be somewhere, it's hard. I get it. We all get it, right?
It's difficult.
We all get it, but keep grinding, and not only for y'all, but for everyone too.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep doing your thing, and one day, dude, we're gonna look back and laugh and be like, whoa, where do we go? Where are we? Right?
That's crazy, man. We're already living in some of our manifestations. We might not be there all the way per se, but we're on the way. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
It's very dope, man.
All right, well, have a good day, bro. Have a great shoot.
It's a pleasure to meet you, bro.
Yes, bro.
It really is a pleasure to meet you.
And it's the first time meeting, so it's we're here. All right.
We're here.
And,
hey, shout out the WTF podcast. Shout out Exhale City Vapes. Make sure you come. Make sure you come. I'm out of frame right here. Let me get back in frame. Shout out Exhale City Vapes. Make sure you stop by on the Caldwell Boulevard. And when you come get you a vape, make sure you come into the Rare Spot and get you some drip, man.
Check it out.
They got vape in here. They got Denim Tears in here. They got Hellstar in here. They got all that fly shit. Come through, man. Come through.
Shout out the host. And what the fuck is going on?
What the fuck?